Hello and welcome to another episode of Crying is a Free Action.
Crying is free action.
The only D&D show where I forgot the jelly beans, and therefore we don't have any.
It is literally the only one where Jesse specifically forgot jelly beans. Yeah, I like those ones that are really hot. That like make me like.
Well, you all get a break from it tonight.
The ones that make you like cry, sweat. Yeah.
We have to have a jelly bean IOU for next.
Yeah, there we go.
Twice the many for twice the negative. Twice the many.
Okay. We shall begin.
Okay.
A quick recap of what happened last week. Vanessa and Owen continued their efforts to get pissed and succeeded.
Shit.
And Dular and Puddles and him spent a bit of time visiting Oakrun's girlfriend, who runs the Furbolg's Flowers Herbalists. And Deadeye Pete and him and Puddles, after leaving the Furbolg's Flowers.
So yes, that's the one.
You guys made your way to the library, where Tom failed spectacularly at being able to get a hold of a library membership in order to view the hardcore books at the locked into the cages on the basement of the library. Thankfully, him managed to break into this and steal a librum of souls and flesh.
It's just rogues doing rogue shit. You know what I mean?
Which he then provided to Deadeye Pete.
Sure did.
As soon as this finished, you had all made your way to the Ghost Rock Inn and spent the remainder of that day in the inn. At approximately sundown, an elven guard enters the Ghost Rock Inn and approaches you guys, saying, "You have been summoned to the Greenkeeper and Yakali, and I am here to lead you to the palace."
Like, right out?
Yes. The walk to the tree is safe and uneventful. You make your way up through the staircases that are carved into the tree until you reach a massive wooden doors. Without being able to see anyone opening it, the door cracks open and leads you into a large throne room with an organically grown throne growing out of the base of the tree. In one corner, you can see a large, comfortable chair with somebody in it. And that person appears to be stroking a leopard.
Little kitty.
Like a...
Just a regular sized leopard.
Yes, regular sized leopard.
Petal's gonna be a little weirded out by that because shut up one of our people.
Mata.
We don't recognize the figure sitting on the throne, do we?
As you enter the throne room, the figure stands up and you recognize the dwarf, the dwarf Oracle Kynes. And as you do, the leopard stands up and transforms into a beautiful but older elven woman. She's got that sort of timeless elven face but her hair is streaked with gray. As you enter, and Orichalchinus introduces himself, the greenskeeper further introduced herself by saying, "Greetings, friends, and welcome to the Tree of Lights. I am Ashala, the greenkeeper. You already know Orichalchinus."
Hey,
Well,
Us-
lovely to see you again.
I don't bow. I just wave. Oh, I look to you guys for direction, but no one's speaking, so I will just say, "Why have you summoned us?"
Ori looks you in the eyes and says, I did some research on the Vermilion Order and why it seems they were coming after you. And it appears that they were merely searching for some form of being arriving into the Traveler's Plaza. That does seem, however, that it was simply the wrong place at the wrong time. You are not being hunted by the Vermilion Order. They are not particularly interested in you.
Good. That's a relief.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
But caused us quite a bit of trouble back then, though. Not too. I
Would
don't
have been nice to know.
have forgiven them for that.
I'm not sure if his intelligence is up to date based on our encounter at the temple. That Vermilion Order woman, she was able to identify us.
Right.
Well, hopefully they still aren't looking for us. I truly don't know. I'm assuming that,
Well, that's
Ori knows what he's talking about, though.
good and all, but why are you looking into this for us?
Well, one, you had asked me to. Two,
That's correct.
I came down to speak with your gnomish paladin. Kael'dan has sent a message for him, and also I was sent to collect up your amulets, which you should not need now.
I suppose not.
Ori wanders around with a little silk pouch, taking the amulets off each of you and placing them in the pouch.
Oh, that was Ori speaking. I thought that was the greenkeeper speaking. My bad. That's why I'm so confused. Yeah.
Are sure we have babies?
Oh yes, I absolutely certain.
Okay. It is actually still in here.
Puddles is gonna take hers off begrudgingly.
Yeah.
Oh, I do so love pretty things. That's what you must take on.
Thank you kindly. Kael'dan has requested that these be returned, as they were meant only to block you from the divining powers of the Seekers. But since they're not particularly interested in you, they should be returned, and I will take them back to Kael'dan.
Well, okay. I'm confused, though. You said that they were looking for something else that arrived in the town square the same time we did? We were there?
No, they appear to have been looking for something else, and you guys just showed up as something that may need their attention. However, after a meeting with the Vermilion Order and speaking with them in their headquarters, they said that they are looking for something else, but gave me no details.
We have found that there is something unified about at least 3 of the people here, where the magic radiates perhaps similarly. But when we tried to identify Maybe we show him the tooth.
I just hold it up.
This item seems to be not from this place. This creature seems to not be of this place. It is not identifiable.
Ori takes a little walk over to the tooth and looks at it. Unfortunately, I am unable to discern what it is. Perhaps a Shala may. And sort of signals for the greenskeeper to come over. She looks at the tooth, casts a spell upon the tooth.
What'd she do?
And says, unfortunately, I am unable to identify this.
Really 6.
Yeah, I'd also like to roll insight if I could.
Go ahead.
That's pretty cute.
18 for me.
I like 18. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Twin.
You can tell that there is, what? You very much suspect that they are telling the truth. They do not know what his tooth is. Ori turns around and says, yeah, as one of my tasks was to meet with your paladin here, I better take him and have a brief word with him in private. Ashala, have you got any food and drink that we can serve to our guests? And Ashala goes, yes, indeed. I shall summon it for you. And with that clap, in come some elves, and they set up a large meal against one wall. And Ori takes Torque to the other wall to speak with him. They speak.
Before I go on, you are like, I can tell truth of the dudes.
Yeah, I figured. I'm just kind of accepting that no one knows what this is.
One could even say that they're being truthful.
We should follow up more of these poops.
Do you want me to? I can save you a drumstick if you want.
Oops. I'm not going to save you any food.
I'll save you something, Torkel.
Like we just wait out together and axe the container of the fire breath.
Dragon's breath.
That's it.
Right, with that, Ori pulls Torkel aside and takes him to the far wall from where you guys are eating. And for about 20 minutes, he speaks with Torkel. As your friends are shown to the buffet, where they begin to eat heartily and certainly see one of them stealing apples, Ori leads you to a set of comfortable chairs by the fireplace, and he sets you down. Says,
Take a seat.
tell me, Torkel, son of Torkel, Kael'din had asked me to speak with you before that you had left for the city. However, it seems we missed you. So he dispatched me here to kind of have a word, a private word, if I may.
Yes. Sorry, we have to get going.
No, I completely understand. You chose to travel by caravan, and caravans are on a timeline, so I fully understand. Kael'din, as a member of his brotherhood, shall we say, Kael'din had wanted to ask a small favor of you. What's that?
Oh, yes. Could help in any way. What is it that you need?
Tell me, Torque, what do you know of the Orc Wars against the Empire?
Must admit, not much. I have tended to ignore what is going on in the realm. Although I've been wandering it for a while, I've found more local things of interest.
Well, I can understand that. You are from Snug Hollow, I believe, and it is fairly isolationist, the king, both geographically and, shall we say, diplomatically.
Oh, yes. I was on my way to a school of magic, I believe. But I've deviated from that as of late.
I would love to know the tale, whether it is true that you swore this oath whilst drunk and you don't recall actually joining this brotherhood. But
It's a interesting party, and going from there, it just fell into place.
well, I'm very glad that you have found yourself. And it does lead into a bit of a tale before I ask this favor. About 400 years ago, in the very last throes of the Orc War, the newly formed empire had managed to nearly defeat the entire orcs and were planning to raise Urukheim to waste. In order to avoid this fate, the orcs made a deal that they may have lived to regret, and it nearly tore the entire continent apart. Have you ever heard of a being known as the Wildergast?
It's, we certainly say that. At least how I recall. But again, I don't tend to study history.
Oh, you will find no tales of the Wildergast in the histories. Kael'din's order has spent a considerable amount of time blocking it from any of the histories. The concern was, over the past 400 years since its defeat, and it was cast into the other planes of existence with a spell specifically designed so that no one, anywhere, would know where this beast arrived. It was some form of demonic nature elemental that the orcs had cut a deal with. Well, I know very little about their deal, other than shortly after its defeat, the orcs surrendered. When it
What creature does it have? Large claws.
I'm afraid I am coming to this tale late myself. I never had the opportunity to see this creature himself. Kael'din was not born for another 180 years, I believe, after its defeat. However, Kael'din, as an oath of the Watchers, has sworn to find, or to ensure that this being never finds its way back into this realm. When the being was defeated, rumors began to spread that some of its chief lieutenants may have survived the war and may be attempting to return this creature to the land in order to gain dominance over the entire world. The beings themselves were 3 hags, 3 night hags of unimaginable power. They, as far as we can tell, had been interacting with the remaining spirit that they were able to track. But they disappeared before they were able to succeed. When Kael'dan's order learned that there was a possible way for the beast to return, they crafted a ship capable of flying through the dimensions and through the other planes, the higher and lower planes of existence. It was a ship known as the Darkstar. It was during this journey where Kael'dan discovered me living in one of the realms. I was quite young at the time, barely 100. The Kael'dan took me in, and I studied the clergy, becoming a cleric of Helm to assist Kael'dan in his search. But recent portents have suggested it is possible that the being has been bending or pushing on and forcing the walls between the dimensions. Sadly, the Darkstar was long since destroyed. It was broken down to nothing upon its return to this realm, in fear that it might be used by the wrong people to perhaps assist in returning this beast to our world.
Do you know where the remnants
of his chief lieutenants? Or the remnants of the ship itself?
or the ship itself?
Well, the ship is a normal seafaring ship like any other. However, there were many magical and gnomish clockwork elements that were removed from it that would allow for the navigation of the planes. And they were spread throughout the entire continent. And as you and your colleagues appear to be traveling the length and breadth of the continent, we were hoping that I could potentially count on you to assist us in this.
Oh, yes. I'm always interested. Anything navigation.
Well, excellent. And we're just going to hold here till that noise passes.
Yes, Ripper. You keep so fast.
All this. I'll edit all this out. I think it's like 3 guys skateboarding past my part. But I've got all my windows open because my little air conditioner doesn't cover the entire flat.
Oh, yeah. Or it's
Yep. Get it.
casting of the AC.
Excellent. Okay. So, since you are traveling the length and breadth of this land, we're hoping you may join our little network.
Oh, yes. Navigation intrigues me.
Excellent. We would like, if possible, for you to, if you happen to stumble upon some specific elements of magic which you may be more easily attuned to than your colleagues, and report back in the event that you learn anything. If it was something that we could justify further investigation into, shall we say?
That would you mind if we utilize some of these objects, depending on what they are?
I suppose if you could collect all of them, you may be able to recreate the abilities of the Darkstar.
Yeah.
But I will warn you that the parts have been scattered throughout all 4 lands. And many are being protected by very, very powerful beings. They've been placed specifically to prevent anybody from locating them or surviving the effort. If you are willing to assist us, then I believe we can assist you.
So that's most accommodating.
Excellent. Well, allow me to provide you with a few gifts that Kael'din had asked me to pass on to you. He reaches into a small satchel, and he pulls out a pair of gauntlets. As he passes them to you, you notice that the metal weighs almost a thing. Set into the palm of the gauntlets, there is a obsidian star. And directly in the center of that, you see a scale of a brass dragon. These were crafted for Kael'din with my assistance back when he was just a young paladin starting his journeys. These are the gauntlets of Helm.
Cool. That?
May they aid you greatly in your tasks. Further, I have a small donation of cash to help you with your adventures. He passes you a small pouch. You open it up, and within you find 10 platinum pieces.
Truly much appreciated for all this finery.
Well, as I said, go ahead.
Oh, in every way that I can.
Well, I would then ask, and he passes you a small scroll, a very tiny scroll, and a silver quill. Both the feather is silver, and the tip appears to be set silver. On the tip, you notice the insignia of the god Helm as well.
Okay.
In the event that you discover any information that may be of use to us, we would ask that you write that information on this scroll, and it will be copied directly onto a scroll held by Kael'din.
Oh, I see. That's most convenient.
In return, if there is a question or if you require additional information that perhaps Kael'din and his network are the only people who may have, he will respond. You will feel it vibrate in your pocket. And when you pull it out, you will discover a text message. You may keep this with you, and whenever you come across something that you believe to be of a great evil and a perversion of nature, we would ask that you would simply provide us with that information and the location.
Oh, that can do this for sure.
Excellent. Well, with that, you see him pick up his pipe and stick it in his mouth and blow a small cloud of smoke out. Make a perception check.
Empty.
17. As he blows the smoke out, you can see that the pipe itself has nothing in it.
Good.
He says, well, must fly. And he gives you a wink. And for a brief second, you notice his eye change from a human or dwarf-looking eye to a slightly brassy-colored eyeball with a slit for a pupil. And around his eye, you notice some small scales appear. As soon as he finishes his wink, it disappears and fades back into his dwarfish features. So, thank you for your assistance in this. If you have any questions, I shall do my best to answer them prior to my leaving, and if not, I shall return you to your colleagues.
I do not believe it this time, but you are very intriguing.
Well, I'm very glad you think so. Perhaps someday we shall meet properly. And with that, he stands up, gives you a deep bow, and he walks off up a set of stairs to some higher level on the room. You then
bow in return.
And you, at this point, are invited back to see your friends and to fill your stomach as well. Shortly after, Torkel returns to you guys, and Ori says, well, now that I've delivered the message and I've collected up your amulets, I'd best fly because I am needed back in High Spring. With that, he walks to the door, opens it, walks through, and closes the door behind him. Ashala says, as friends, both Ori and Kael'din, I shall pick up your tab at the Dosed Rock Inn. You may stay as long as you wish and eat and drink as much as you wish.
Wow. I'm certainly
Not just very, like, we're getting more.
Awesome. Thank you.
I am so grateful for your generosity. Thank you so much.
I am so very much someone who does look a gift horse in so
Yeah.
this is much appreciated. Distinguished.
Are there apples on the table?
No, there are no apples.
That's the ones. No, oranges, peaches, mangoes.
Is there any fruit on the table? What kind of food is before me here?
Mainly vegetables. There's some bread, some cheese. Not much in the way of meat. You know that elves of Aramor don't particularly eat meat.
Cool. Are there any guards in the room?
No.
Are there any servants in the room?
No.
Okay. When Green Lady is not looking directly at me, I want to snag some bread and throw it in my pouch.
All right. You grab some bread off the table with her not looking, though I suspect she would have no problem with you stealing a loaf of bread.
Her passive perception is like 30.
Dular's, he's unsure. He's just like, I don't know if she's lying or not. So I just gonna stack as what I can. What I can.
Dular's known some lean times.
He lives in the wild. He's got a.
Okie dokie.
May I ask what your relationship is with the Empire?
We operate as essentially an independent state.
Interesting. Sovereignty, but like within the boundaries of another nation.
That is correct.
It's an interesting concept.
What do you think of the beast that Ori was, that seems to be eluding everybody's insight?
What do you mean?
Yes. Do you think it is of another age, another world? Something that is knowledge blocked by the gods?
I'm afraid I still am unaware of what it is you speak of.
Oh, the creature which this tooth we were trying to identify.
I think they mean, like, did you get... You realize that you've spoken your piece. You'd say you don't know what this thing is, but do you get any kind of, like, this could be a beast that walks on 4 legs, or is carnivorous? I mean, I'm assuming it's carnivorous because it was chewing on people, but...
I'm afraid I do not have enough information to really assess it. All you have is a tooth, which unfortunately I am unable to identify.
Well,
Yes, but do you have any theories, like myself? I cast a spell on this thing myself as well.
has this creature been troubling? Has a mysterious creature been troubling the Tree of Lights?
We have had no creatures approach us. The magic of the Tree of Lights keeps most beings negative or dangerous aspect out of this land.
But it didn't even reflect a demonic being or a aberration or a dragon of some sort. It is a mystery.
Does it... Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and another foul business. Just outside of town, there's some issues with chickens. I don't know if you've heard.
Yes, we're thinking of investigating that.
I'm afraid, whilst I've heard some rumors, I have not got full information from the Shamba village. From what I understand, is every night some chickens disappear from the chicken farms in the Shamba village.
Wouldn't that be a simple case of foxes, wolves, other creatures, wildlife that are encroaching on the city or the village?
It's entirely possible. However, I have not heard anything more than disappearing chickens. They've shown no signs of feathers or blood anywhere.
You think it might have something to do with our caravan? We were attacked by hippogriffs and griffins.
We were attacked by the griffins, I believe, but the hippogriffs were being shepherded by...
We were attacked by griffins. You think it could be griffins that have taken the chickens?
Yes.
They
It is entirely possible.
took the majority of our horses.
They did. It is entirely possible. However, as I say, I've only heard the most basic of rumors.
So basic of rumors.
So why are we here?
Yeah, well, we're just here to see Orica Kindness.
As that's for
Yes.
those medallions.
Okay.
All right.
Yakale came specifically to speak to you and to collect up your amulets and provide you a small amount of information about the Vermilion Order.
All right.
What is your nation's relationship with the Vermilion Order?
The Vermilion Order sometimes visits us here.
That's a good one.
But they don't have any, like, authority over it.
Or embassies or anything?
No, we are entirely independent. As I say, they sometimes visit, but they do not come here for any particular purpose except if they are following something.
Right, if they're, like, on the way somewhere else and this is kind of on the route.
Oh, yes.
Currently,
So we don't have our amulets, so you can say hi. Each.
I shall say so.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Sharlan,
Yes.
I'm sure we've heard that our caravan was pretty decimated on our travels towards the tree. Do you know if you'd be able to provide assistance in replenishing what on your list?
I believe that they are bringing some more horses and camels down from High Spring. It looks as though you have a few days in the Tree of Light, and I make you as welcome as I can.
Well,
And will they be bringing more caretakers to travel with us? Between us and the people in caravan.
we were hired on as guards, but of course we can only do so much.
I'm afraid
So many of us.
you would have to speak with the caravan leader, as I do not have any information about.
So,
Thank you.
Are you or any of your associates interested in the history of lost temples and expeditions?
I'm not entirely sure what expeditions you speak of. The Tree of Lights is our home. The rangers and the druids sometimes venture out. However, they do this of their own accord.
Good. I was recently seeking access to the libraries and I applied for your membership, but the process takes weeks, evidently.
I'm afraid I've not got any clue about how long it takes to get a library access. It is not something that has ever come up before me.
No, interesting.
Shala, I have a quick question. I'm sorry we're taking up so much of your time, but is there a way that, like, I could talk to somebody about seeing if my mother still lives here at the Tree of Lights?
It is entirely possible, Ailerin. I shall see what I can find out.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Did he tell our names?
Sure.
I will assume that you guys introduced yourself.
Good food, by the way. You said we could get
Probably told her.
totally.
Got summoned.
I appreciate your fondness for our food, and I take the compliment as it is offered.
And you said we can have as much as we want, right?
Yes, however, I do have other things to do this evening.
Yes, right, we should hit the road, right?
Okay.
I like take a single mushroom before you
I put it into the bag and then cut up.
All right. You take as much food as is possible to fit into your backpack.
Lucky reminds me
Thanks.
of No Face from Spirited Away.
Yeah.
You can take 5 rations for that.
Oh, sweet. 5 rations and 1 loaf of bread.
All under lecturing is like so much celery.
It's in his teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
8 times. Yeah, brother, with some races.
Oh, I love.
That's all I'll do.
Well, thank you, Green Lady. Shall we go, gang?
I'm sleepy.
Gang? Okay, all right. Yes, I guess so we should head back to the inn? Yes. And then, like, first thing in the morning, we can go
Check out the farm.
check with the farm thing, chickens. The chickens.
But it's definitely a curiosity.
Greatest chickens.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
She
Oh,
thanks you for
The mouth is where thank the fish. Everyone so totally.
You are more than welcome. As you guys approach the doors open again by seemingly nobody.
Spooky. Ghosts. Probably.
So we're going back to the inn?
Yeah.
All right.
Might as well get like a full rest tonight and you check with these farmers tomorrow.
Yeah. Sorry. The inn has a barn out the side of the sorry, the stables.
Yes.
Okay, that's where I sleep tonight.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, sure. Fine.
I recast the spell to create Cosmo. I haven't already done that. And then I prepare my spell for tomorrow.
All right.
Anybody else have anything to do, or is it straight to bed?
I'm going to drink.
Torque?
I think I might have some of that dragon's breath.
Oh.
Do you think that might be...
That might be unwise.
I don't care. You don't do wise things very often.
Which that we jump on splash any.
For someone who doesn't quite yet know their lineage, it might not be a safe thing to taste.
I don't do safe things either.
Like Pete wants us to go to bed so we can chicken adventure tomorrow.
Well, I want to drink a little bit. You can read your book. I gave you a book. Very nice book. I want to drink.
Didn't
it.
risky finance.
Him, you park yourself at the bar
I sure do.
and request the dragon's breath.
One dragon's breath, please.
Again, the barkeep looks at you and says, "If you wish."
Yes, I do.
She draws a glass of liquid that smokes and bubbles and looks distinctly like fire in a glass and brings it to you.
I can't wait.
Delicious.
What would you like me to roll for that?
Constitution saving throw.
Absolutely. I have a
Just really awesome one shot.
Yeah. I'm going to roll a 1 and I'm going to die.
Takes one.
Oracle still you decide.
18.
18. You drink it and you were inebriated almost immediately. However, you do not pass out. You do feel quite funny with pain in your stomach, but you are still alive.
No pain, no gain, you know what to say.
Do you feel quite jolly?
I feel so jolly.
So, go ahead and look at him and say, I think we're ready to gamble.
What are we gambling on?
Let's find someone.
Oh, yes, let's find someone who can play dices or something.
Oh, we sure that's a wise idea in your state.
Yes, I think
Somebody wrote it and said, this is probably the best idea I've had. Yeah. And come on,
Puddles is gonna roll her eyes and be like, "Oh Lord, you're all going to need a babysitter, aren't you?"
we're both going to be looking to see Basin in its pouches.
All right. Torkel, do you have a set of dice?
I do.
I do not.
I would also like to, as I'm drinking, just kind of progress, like a lot slower than I normally would. Normally, it's just like okay, cool, I changed. But it's kind of like over several minutes, I'm slowly like shrinking down into about the size of a halfling. And I have a goatee. It's a black goatee with like my hair kind of shortens, and it's trying to think of a good example of what it would look like. Whatever. I have like close cropped, short, slick black hair, a little black goatee, sharpened down to the point.
Looks like you have to have one.
Right?
I'm a bit of a gambler.
This your athlete now.
Yeah.
Is this your drinking portion of it?
Talking to me still about you got your colleague in the news and you're like,
Yeah. I'd be like just barely taller than you. Barely, I think. If I remember how like the heights of like different races are.
I could be wrong, but I believe gnomes are taller than halflings
Okay.
by
that's why people probably like
a few inches.
Yeah.
Torkels used to be in their short king.
Yeah. Now there's a couple of short kings in this group. So I'm getting lit up, and I would like to roll some dice with some strangers.
All right. Make a charisma check.
That was to partake.
Partay. So you charisma check.
Yes. Just a straight up charisma.
5.
5. All right. You go around trying to get somebody to play dice with you. However, most of the other patrons notice that you are somewhat inebriated, and they decide, unfortunately, not to play dice.
That's a shame. These guys are all chickens.
Yeah.
Speaking to these intimidation.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. You go first, I'll go second.
I'm going to like this, like West the
Yeah. Well, I do have a lot of that. So, I think you said intimidation.
Yeah, something like this. Ironically, this was good, man.
But I want to. Fine.
Totally with them. I'll play guys with you.
It's no fun if I know you.
I'll play dice with you.
No one wants to play dice with them. No. Everybody in the bar is sort of quite polite, quite cautious about playing with you because of how inebriated you are. And they feel like they don't want to take your money.
Well, they don't want to get in a fight. She gets angry.
You don't have to worry. I got so much money. I'm good. Don't worry about taking my money. So you're not going to anyways. And I say, oh, it's because of my greasy little guy. Because my hair is slicked back, greasy. I look greasy, and I got a little. And when I am saying that, I then shift into a dwarf, the same dwarf I've been a couple of times. Right, with the big red beard. How about now? I would know. No, the boys. I don't know if it's the boys.
Are you going to try and act sober or?
Look at this suit.
I'm going to bring you back from this one, and I buy a soul here.
I'm gonna try and act sober.
All right, so that would be a deception.
Okay. All right. Deception that's a 7.
7. Unfortunately, no. You do not convince anybody to play with you. They can see through your change of appearance and see that you are still too inebriated, and they are simply too nice to play.
I have to call the race.
Surround.
Boring. This town's boring. Way to get the fuck out of here. I sit down at the table and I just kind of pout.
All right.
And continue to drink the dragon's breath.
Okay, make another constitutional saving throw.
With gusto.
And while him's doing that, so I don't see that.
4.
No shenanigans.
4. Yeah.
You're just gonna let everybody know I'm going up to meditate. I need to relax a little bit.
Okay, bye-bye. Look at sleep puddles.
Unfortunately, whilst you are attempting to say goodbye to Puddles, you drink that dragon's breath. You get a smoke blowing out your nose, and you fall off your chair straight onto the ground and appear almost dead.
Sweet. Sick. How much damage do I take?
No damage, but you are now completely unconscious.
Cool. All right. I'm on death save, guys.
Some a little bit.
So,
Tuck up here. Crip in here. He's gonna have a good nap.
yeah, I'm having a nap. It's fine, guys. Funny.
Gonna
Just make sure he gets to his room like that. Otherwise, I'm off.
I think that I say goodnight, but it's really just like, well.
So who was sharing what? Agree?
I think Aileron and I were in a room.
yeah.
Oh,
I think maybe Hen was with us too, perhaps.
I'll try possibly.
Then.
Or the three boys were in one room. I can't remember.
Yeah, because Dular does stables.
Yeah.
Right.
Ular's a staple. Busy.
Just hasn't been present this whole time.
What a shame.
So sad.
All right, Torkel, you grab him by the legs and drag him up the stairs.
Hold on, up the stairs.
Okay, as they
Supervises.
Of course. We gotta have an adult with
as they are like as Him's head is bonking on the stairs, I like Aileron comes up and like puts her hands like and at least lifts his head a little bit less concussed.
All right, you
Didn't think of that.
I am your friend and your help, dummy.
right. You do your best to protect his head as you go up the stairs, and you place him into his bed.
Okay. Night him. I'll like tuck him in and even do like the Scoopy Albert. A little proper tuck in and a pat.
I rolled a nat 1. I'm gonna say that that's for Constitution, and I threw up.
Will we meet in a minute? He's in a three.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like on my back. I'm drowning in my own vomit. No, I'd probably be on my side, I guess. I go to the fetal position.
Come on, all right. Anything anybody else wishes to do this evening?
Don't believe so.
I'm sleepy.
I'm great.
Side question. The ingredients that Puddles got, does it take time to like put all that stuff together?
Yes, I believe it's a short rest to put together a healing potion.
What kind of skill? I guess would those be like medicine skill checks?
Because I'm proficient in the herbalism kit,
Yeah.
so I can make stuff. So I figured, before I'm gonna meditate and then I'm gonna mix up all my potions
Yeah, it would probably be.
and then go to sleep.
All right. You mix up your potions. You manage to create 2 healing potions out of
Damn.
And then can I also do my antitoxin ones as well?
Probably not just before bed, because it does take a while to get all of your potions made.
That's pretty good. You made 2 healing potions?
That's sick.
That's a good,
Good skill. Finally, we've got a healer on the team.
You did?
Hey, do you have work?
That was a joke. Just making fun of Torque.
Clark isn't.
I'm also unconscious. I can't actually say anything. So.
I was going to ask, I did the 5 HP for healer and about 15. I think I did 2 HP smarts.
I believe you did another 2 HP to Ailer.
Yeah, I need it.
He'll be back up tomorrow.
Sorry, I'm not much tonight, but I'm sure you'll rest this one off.
I don't make any noises. I probably groan every once in a while.
Torque, once Turbo drops him off and make sure that he's okay, he's going to go back to the innkeeper and ask if they have any apples.
Yeah, it's fine. The innkeeper looks at you and goes, no, unfortunately, it is a bit early in the year for apples. Pass.
No other orchard fruit.
No, not at the moment. It is still spring. The orchard fruit should begin in June or July.
Fair.
All right, so you guys are all gonna sleep. Okay. You guys sleep through the night quite peacefully, and in the morning, you awaken. Him,
Yep.
when you awaken, you notice vomit all over your bed,
I'll bet I do.
and in some places, it appears to have eaten through the blankets.
Oh my god! Like melted through the blankets.
Yes.
Got it. In Incredibles.
Bring and spread.
Now my guys.
But
Yeah. Gular's gonna wake up.
He's like, relax. She's like, yes. And I'm gonna walk on into the bar and look around. Is anyone at the table? No.
it would be up to them to state if they are going downstairs yet for breakfast.
I like.
Usually there.
I'm like here, like the very moment the sun rises, like the first rays of sunlight are like, I'm like in the tavern.
I am not
You
awake.
see Pete lift up his eyes from his spell.
Hey Pete,
Good morning.
good sleep.
Yes, surprisingly.
Good. What about the others?
Shim's probably going to have quite the hangover with dragon breath. Ailerons should be all right. It's like sheep's.
Well, we better get a move on the day. So I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna get them up.
Good plan.
All right, you head upstairs.
And only before sunrise, either you do crunches and push-ups. And
Oh, I didn't even see them outside. Okay.
who's room in?
You will be in the men's room. Not the men's room, but the male room.
With that being M, is that
Yes.
This. Okay. I pick a random door and I knock on it. I don't know which room they're in. I pick a random door. The first door that comes up.
Okay. What on earth would I put into that?
And I,
Make just an intelligence check.
I knock on it. Him. Aaron. Puddles. Sorry. Just an intelligence check you want?
Yep, just straight intelligence.
Okay. 13.
13. All right. You're able to, after knocking on a few doors and waking up a few people who were not particularly happy about being woken up, you do manage to find the door with the men and the women in it. As you open it, you notice the gnome working out like there's no tomorrow.
I'm just in a light bulb and I'm sweat.
What a visual.
Good morning, Dork. What happened to him?
He salutes at least.
It's the one arm Michelle. Hello.
Cool. I'm just downstairs. Come on down when all of you are ready.
Torkel just, they don't have any orchard fruit.
Oh, that's fine. I have this. I remember I took the whole bag of vegetables from the table. So
It's good one on for substitute just because,
nice. Yes. Cool. All right. I'm excited for this quest today. I think this is my first quest in the sense that I've accepted a job with other people.
Robin just looks at me like, you got swearing.
Good. It's good come in handy. Okay, I go back downstairs.
All right. I assume the rest of you follow him.
No, absolutely not. Ailerin was still lounging, and she's going to take her time to get ready and join you guys in 45 minutes.
Oh my god. Okay. After you guys have finished your breakfast, Ailerin struts down in her fancy clothes and hat.
Like fresh braid going down. Yeah, I'm very. And my periwinkle hat.
You guys sit down with Ailerin and politely wait for her to finish her breakfast.
Does she get?
Do like just like staring at you? Just like,
I was sleepy.
Should I read that? Please, before we can back down.
Well, that's good. So you're not a sweaty little gremlin.
All right. Torkel, you spend 10 minutes in the communal bathtub washing yourself before heading down to join the rest of your party.
What's him doing? Still,
Him is still passed out, or actually, he has gotten up. However, he noticed the vomit with the dragon's breath has burned through his blankets and little bits of the mattress. But he does awake.
all right. We should pause since he's not here.
All right. We shall pause here for a dinner break,
Yes.
and we shall kick off in right at 9:15. So that's 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, hopefully you'll be back by then.
Hey.
We finished off. You were just coming down the stairs and sitting with us.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I am cradling my head gingerly.
All right.
it's the outsiders.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes, situs? Something. Yep.
Which about 15 minutes after Ailerin comes down, you guys have finished your breakfasts and are now gathered around the table to discuss.
Chickens.
Chicken mystery.
Yeah, so what do we know?
Pharaohs. When you should observe this.
Do you know where we need to go?
It's Sando.
I have one of the posts.
Sando Village. That's what the green lady said.
I think it's not that far away from here. And
Well, Torque and Ailerin overheard the farmer or somebody.
Oh, yeah, Torque. But you remember?
You guys
The exact name. We were drinking a little bit.
No.
Timpson, Timpson, where
Davidson Farms.
Declan Farms.
Declan.
So close. So close.
I
It was a
did.
D word. I know it was a D word.
The word.
I don't recall any of this. I need torqued.
Okay.
Even the Davidson part? I just remember Shimpies.
Yeah, I remember chickens too.
Chickens and string.
So let's just go there then and just see what's up.
All
I
right.
think we can explore this. Torkel's gonna pat him on the back, same as he did there, and I think they're gonna be all right. I'm gonna use spy points or lay out hands and
I don't know better. I know I'm gonna be all right.
I've kind of like in my sleep, I probably shifted into like halfway into the dwarf and halfway into the halfling. So I'm halfling sized and I've got the
Water fling?
and I've got the slick black hair, but I've got like a pretty prominent red beard. So it's a very stark difference between the hair and the beard. And I'm talking with a bit of a drawl right now. So
Darling, are you aware of what you look like this morning?
I'm always aware of what I look like, darling. Don't you worry about it.
You look a little confused.
You look a little confused. What are you talking about?
All right.
I got a split headache. Leave me alone.
And cool. Well,
It's your own fault.
I feel great, by the way, guys. Like, fantastic.
That's good.
Well, it's good.
I got a really good sleep last night.
Just inhaling the forest air.
I think most of us got a good night's sleep then, which is, I think we all well deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure did.
After
We all ready to go, man?
Yeah.
Chicken mystery.
Let's go check out this chicken tree.
Let's go.
All right. The poster that Pete had pulled down tells you that Shamba Village is about an hour outside of the Tree of Lights, and to the east. Through the east gate, follow the road for about an hour.
I go get my Nago horse and climb on board and start heading that way.
All right. You guys make your way out of the east gate, and you follow the Alabaster Roads for about half an hour after. You feel the magic, protective magic, seem to fade. And you guys begin to smell the ammonia smell from the feces of chickens. You guys continue your little walk until you find a small village. It is about 4 houses, and behind each is a giant fenced-off area with a lot of different kinds of chickens up.
Cool.
Declan's being the first house on the left.
So Shamba Village, almost more like a homestead. It's like you said an hour west or east of the tree. Got it.
And Declan, is he elf, human? What?
It's very hard to tell when you've not seen him.
We gotta go.
Yeah, it would help if we see him.
I'm sure we'll know. I thought he said, yeah. So as we see.
It's a lot of chickens.
Yeah.
All right. Is this the door? Someone want to knock?
Aelin gives it a good whack with her hand.
Too loud. Too loud.
You're right. Here, I will use all of my charisma.
All right. Approximately 30 seconds after you knock, the door opens to show a rather short but sort of stocky man. He appears to be Sumerian. He's got very light skin with a shock of blonde hair. He opens up and goes, right, and who might you guys be?
We are a group of problem solvers, and we've seen the posting that you put up regarding your chicken mystery, and we're here to assist if the gold is right.
We're here for the chicken mystery.
And yeah.
Right, well, the pay for this, if you can successfully find out what is killing my chickens and defeat it, we shall pay 50 gold per each of you.
Nice. Not bad. It's pretty good.
We can do that. Okay. All right. So describe your chicken woes.
Well, it's rather strange. We had, originally, about 2 weeks back, we had about 50 chickens out back, good layers. However, one morning, we opened up, and 10 of them were missing. Now, there was no sign of them, no sign where they went.
Nary a feather?
Nary a feather. The gates were all sealed, and we have no clue how they went. Now,
How many employees do you have?
employees, I have no employees, just my son Eggers.
And you've questioned your son about the chickens missing as well?
Well, yes and no. he spent the night up watching the chickens about 2 days back. Now, my boy Eggers is not one to tell a fish tale, but he said that around midnight, there was at least 50 sets of eyes pointing out from the forest behind us, and something, and I don't know which, something caused a massive noise, and the entire chicken coop appears to have flown open by itself, and out went 20 more chickens.
Colin.
I was going to say a bird or something, but that doesn't sound like a bird.
That sounds almost magical.
We do have experience with eyes in the dark. That's true.
Yeah, but those things are bigger.
Yeah.
I see them. Perhaps, whereabouts is your boy? We should maybe talk to him.
Well, my boy is just off doing his chores in the back. You can pop back and visit him.
Okay, while you guys go and talk to the boy, I'm going to go and check out the chickens.
5 minutes, come with you.
We'll still go with the dealer. Then maybe there are these chicken runs.
All right.
All right.
In the back, there is a large fenced-off area and a chicken coop to one side, which is open, and you can smell a lot of chicken feces being chucked out by a young boy with a shovel. The boy's about 14 years old. He looks again like his father, with the blonde hair and light skin, and he's basically just scooping out the chicken feet.
So we're all still the same place because he's by the chickens, right? Okay, so we're all still together there.
I'm going to do an investigation of the area and see if I can feel any magical energy that might have been latent here, as well as any other tracks or anything else I might notice.
Okay.
I get a critical failure.
I'll go up to the boy and say, "Howdy there, little fella. We're here to help look for the lost chickens."
He sort of gives you a look and goes, "All of yous?"
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I know. 2 days ago, I stayed up all night, and just shortly before midnight, there was a sound like I've never heard before. The chicken coops flew open, and lots of red eyes looked out at. And shortly after, a bunch of our chickens, several dozen, came walking on out of the chicken coop and went straight towards the red eyes. As they reached the fence, they appeared to have levitated up and over the fence. I'm not entirely sure, but I reckon if you stay up late enough, you might be able to figure it out and get a look.
Looks like we're camping here for the night.
Was it any other farms targeted, but you've just had the most chickens taken away?
No, as far as I know, they've lost a few chickens, but we are the only farm that's losing ours in massive numbers.
Can you point to where the red eyes were?
Yeah, he points to the back of the chicken fences, and there's a small wooded area behind. And there are a few very small rolling hills that appear to be forest as well.
Okay. True.
I'd like to roll insight on this kid. See if he's fitting. 8.
Hey, you think he is?
I believe him. This kid's on the level.
So you said Well, chicken levitated.
It was the strangest thing. I mean, a chicken can't quite fly over that fence, but these ones walked all the way down to the end and were just as if they could fly, but without flapping their wings. They just levitated up over the fence and made their way towards the eyes.
They didn't flap their wings.
They literally, just as if somebody was picking them up and taking them over the fence.
That's this whole day I agree now.
Again, that's fair.
Yeah, it's only, it's basically just before noon by the time you get there. You guys finish your eating around 8 o'clock, walk out.
Have you put a trap?
Was it any tracks?
Owen was saving that.
What's that one?
Sorry, stop it. Torkel's on the see where the eyes were and see if we can find any tracks.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. Yeah, come with me. We'll go check it out.
Hey, do you know of any spells that can make a person invisible and like carry things?
Yes, telepathy. I'm not sure of any creatures. Telekinesis.
None of this can go do large work.
All right. You know, I don't think you have to like.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I also wanted to not white.
Oh, it's you're right. Okay, I'll stick around the farm, I guess, if you guys are gonna go and look at the tracks and stuff.
Awesome. Yes.
All right, Nayland, what are you up to?
You know,
Just hanging out.
just hanging out. I don't have any particularly helpful skills for this stage.
You don't have to have like a big bonus into skill or something.
No.
Roll something.
Right, you're charismatic. It's what chatting.
I'll just chit chat.
Well, not yourself, but chit chat with.
Eggers. Is Eggers attractive?
He's a 14-year-old.
Oh my goodness. That's right. I forgot.
You're a little bit too old for him.
Age is just a number. Is that what you said?
Jesus.
It's not a dirty genie.
Okay. All right. Well,
Any sailor in the spring.
Jesus. Someone keep an eye on Ayla.
Yeah, no, I retract my last statement.
I get that you're young still, but
I retract the statement. I forgot he was 14.
Jesus.
All right. You guys head to the forest, and you guys make your way over to the forest.
Yeah. Should we split up? How do you guys want to tackle this?
I'm gonna stick close to the chicken coop.
Oh, I'm with I'm with Torn.
I'm asking young boy, did you manage any traps or anything, or do anything on the exteriors of your property?
Not as of yet, but we thought we'd try to have some adventurers take a look at it, and we could attempt to do some traps if you'd like tonight.
That might be advisable, especially in the area where you saw the creature before.
All right. And so he sort of takes you around and shows you with the chicken coop and the area around it. And you guys plan to set traps?
Yeah.
Okay, while you guys are setting traps,
Well, what was the skill for that?
for that, I would say a nature or probably a survive check.
Okay. I get an 18 as
18. All right.
what materials are available on the farm.
Sure. You begin to set your traps, and you get quite a few out before going, if only I had some string, I could make so many more traps.
Oh my god.
We will take care of it on the bird eaters.
I'd like to poke around the chicken coop and see if there's anything of interest, like that could be related. What kind of?
Make a investigation check.
That's a +0. 3. I see nothing.
The best you can see is that one of the hinges has apparently been pulled a bit and bent.
Okay.
Otherwise, you find nothing.
I do have string in a sense. I just take a portion of some rope I have and start cutting it up to make string to use with the traps in. Because if they don't have enough of it.
All right. You've set up a decent array of traps around the chicken coop. Those of you at the forest, let's make a survival check in order to look for points.
All 3 of us?
Yeah, I'll let you guys go, all 3 of you.
Okay. I would like...
9.
17.
Ooh.
Okay. 20.
All right.
That was a bad roll for me.
Puddles, you're sort of walking around, randomly looking at the ground and seeing nothing. The other 2, as you guys are searching, you also find nothing. There are no traps whatsoever.
Okay.
Could we just not be in the right place?
Well, that search would have been everywhere that you guys are able to search.
See, this is why...
Where they pointed it with red eyes or whatever.
Yes, the small forested piece behind the coop.
Okay.
What could steal chicken but not leave any tracks?
Something that's airborne.
I wanted to, just before we head back, I wanted to climb a tree and just investigate the tree, just to see if there's any kind of like markings at the top there, what kind of like, was something living in the tree or something.
Okay. Trees are fairly easy to climb.
Nice.
Make for
Still a big guy.
Yeah, for this, make an investigation check.
16.
16. You reach the tops of the trees and you search around, but the trees are pristine.
Okay. I climb back down. I didn't find anything, guys. We can head back. I do have one more thing I would like to do with the chickens, but other than that,
Do we see any
Vanessa, how did you laugh at that? That's
ghosts in the crowd? Say it's sort of like maybe like animals that have made burrows that have to do anything like that in the trees.
I'll get you. Well, you already made an investigation check and found zip. And the rest of these guys, if there was something like that, I would have informed you. The ground appears completely undisturbed.
Okay.
How tall is this? Sorry, go ahead, Duel.
Tornado says, I think we could make this a trap up here. So, even a trap looking from us, or maybe he's into different acting and come all to 2 times.
Maybe we should.
To the machine.
I've put in
An intercept.
Yeah.
I've put up a few traps, but maybe we should put some netting around the fence so that if the chickens do get summoned out, they can't quite leave, potentially, or slow their movement so we can investigate the creature that's there.
Do you have any netting? Or so we have Daxon.
We do a string. We could each chicken.
I don't know if you have that much string.
It might be more rope, margin uses than rope to do that.
And they're pretty subdued.
All right.
How tall is the coop?
How tall is the coop?
Yeah, roughly.
The coop is about 10 feet tall. Looking inside, you just see row after row after row of nests.
Okay.
Okay.
Roughly, how much space on the farm would it take up, roughly?
It's about 20 feet wide and probably about the same deep.
Okay. Do they have any locking mechanism on it? Is it just like a hinge or
From what you can see,
a latch?
yeah, there's a latch on the outside.
It's slightly tampered with, but not a lot, I think you said.
Yeah, I want to ask the boy about that tampering. Yeah.
Okay.
Resume.
I am going to walk away from the group and just go into my little sack of rations, pull out some vegetables from last night, kind of throw it on the ground, and hopefully I'll coax over some chickens. And
Yeah, chickens, run over, approaching you, and
Right.
they start pecking away at the food that you left.
sweet. I cast Speak with Animals on it, and I did. Hey guys, how's it going?
The chickens go, what are you doing fine?
What can you tell me about what happened? Was it last night that some of your friends got captured? How long ago did this happen?
It's great. It's been every night for a week.
Oh, hi. And well, what can you tell me about it? It comes in the night, so I've heard. Have you seen anything?
No, nothing seen. The doors fly open, and some of the chickens, they leave.
Billy,
Nothing whatsoever is seen.
do they say anything when it happens? Do your friends say a word when they get up and leave?
They say nothing. It's as if they're being controlled by something.
But okay, so none of you get controlled, but only some of you get controlled.
Alright, every night, a different group of chickens walk out of this coop once the doors fly open.
Okay.
He's talking chicken.
You guys look over, and there's like a crowd of chickens around him, and they're chatting. Apparently,
Yeah.
you hear Dular, and they appear to be responding.
That's so cute.
Try to think here. Listen, my friends and I were going to do a stakeout, probably nearby in the woods. So we'll be protecting you tonight. Yeah.
The chickens seem maybe quite happy about that.
Cool. Just, yeah, okay. I kind of walk away, let them eat the rest of the food there, and I come up to these guys and say, couldn't get any information. The chickens don't seem to see or hear anything. They don't even make a sound when they get controlled or whatever it is. They were saying that like their friends kind of like get up or the gates like fly open, and their friends kind of just like walk out without saying a word. It's
Door blast, correction.
towards the trees where we were.
Straight towards the fence and then over the fence and then into the woods. Is there any way we can reinforce the locks this evening so that it's more difficult to open? Well, here's my plan. I'm going to stake out on top of the coop. And I'm going to be sitting there with my bow. And I'm going to turn into something that's a bit darker. Probably something like, same sort of like shade of fur as O's. And that way I'm going to blend in. And I can watch and wait for whatever, when the eyes show up, when the gate comes open, and I can just try and pick something off with my bow or something.
All right.
If someone wants to wait inside the coop as well.
Well, I have distance with my spell, so.
Good move.
I'd rather not be anywhere near the poultry.
Nowhere near the poultry. I'm going to be in the woods.
Can't resist yourself.
By yourself again.
I'll join you in the woods.
Do our needs. It might be more advisable for you both to be on opposite sides of the fence, on either side, to flank whatever. Could you lower puddles? Yes.
The Torkel seems to go in the general sense of the direction he's going to bury himself.
Really?
Okay.
Watch it. You're like shoulder deep in under.
Ordered a shield.
Yeah.
And so that fence
Okay.
in the direction of where it was.
Before we get all set up for scoping things out, I'd like to approach the boy and just confirm if the lock was damaged because of the doors flooping open.
He thinks that that's most likely because they fly open and smash against the side of the coop.
That's true.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to stay in front of the coop instead of the door.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, you guys set yourselves up in your various stakeout positions. You essentially keep quiet and stay there until night falls. Shortly before midnight, the chicken coop doors fly open and smash against the wall of the chicken coop. Can I get Vanessa and him and Pete to make strength saving throws?
So, wait.
Okay.
Sheet.
I'm like a purple, dark, like black tabaxi right now. Like a male version of. I'm saying like 6. You said strength saving throw? To the way, I guess.
Pete, you are thrown against the fence as if something had just smacked you and bashed you against the fence. What you receive?
3.
Just 3. As soon as the doors open, you feel something smash you in the chest and you fly back and impact on the back of the chicken coop.
Not my noggin.
Is it strength save?
Strength saving.
Oh man, that dress is getting dirty.
5. I am on top of the coop.
Okay. As you're sitting with your bow looking, you get smashed and thrown back about 20 feet off the chicken coop and onto the ground.
So, like from prone, laying on my belly,
Yes.
on top of the thing, I am thrown. Jesus.
100%. You get smashed.
Okay.
As if you were hit by like a giant or something.
Invisible force.
Weird. Okay. So we're taking a damage. Yeah.
No, in this instance, I'm not going to
Okay.
do you any damage. But you guys all feel like you've been hit with a sledgehammer or...
Noggin.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna scamper up to my feet and rush out to the front of the coop.
All right. As you run to the front of the coop, you see a parade of chickens marching in perfect order towards the fence where these guys are staking out.
Okay, have any of the traps going off?
I will get you to roll a d20. Straight
Leave them on strength.
Oh, no, shoot. 3.
No, your traps, it's as if they float up and come down over the traps, and they walk, again, in perfect line towards the edge of the coop.
That
And do we see anything other than the chickens moving? The red eyes or anything like that?
Nope, that's interesting. There are no red eyes appearing in the forest. And as the chickens reach the edge of the fence line, you see them levitate up and over, and they move off into the forest.
Okay, as they start to move toward the fence, I'd like to run up and try and like grab one of them and like see if I can pull it back toward the coop.
Okay, you go running towards the chicken to grab it, and as you do, you feel an unseen force. Roll a strength saving throw.
Or like when I go to grab the chicken, or like when I start to approach.
When you get within about 5 feet of the chickens.
Okay. Talking.
All right.
The exact same thing. 5 total.
All right. You take
Yep.
6 and 2. So you take 8 points of damage and are thrown backwards away from the chickens.
Okay.
For sacrificing the chickens. Damn.
I'm gonna throw one of my psychic daggers kind of like above one of the chickens, I guess.
Okay.
Like aiming for like a foot above one of these chickens exploding.
All right.
what the fuck is that?
It's impossible. I go field. Okay, well that's pretty good. That's a 23 to hit.
Okay. You throw your psychic dagger. It goes straight to the above the chicken and flies straight over to the fence and impacts on it as if it missed absolutely everything. The chickens continue floating over the top of the fence.
Chicken bye-bye parade.
And then moves. So I'll relay that, I guess, to the rest of them. Like, if you get close enough, it's just going to, the thing is going to push you back, and apparently things just go through it. Whatever's carrying these bloody chickens.
Are you saying that out loud for everyone to hear?
I am saying that out loud for everyone to hear, yes.
Can we hear it by the forest?
I'm not being quiet.
Okay, then I would say yes. The forest is quite close to the edge of the fence.
Okay.
I'm going to try stealthing and following the chickens.
All right.
Yeah, Dular is already in the woods, and
I got a 4.
So can we see anything in the woods? Well, can we see the chickens coming from the fence and whatever from where we are?
Interestingly, the chickens go in a straight line towards the forested area, then as if an unseen control goes lifted off them, and they suddenly start back up, and running around. They're just like regular chickens.
I immediately cast Speak to Animals.
Interesting. What are they? Is that all they're saying? Come on, at the moment, you haven't said anything to them. They don't know you can talk to them.
But they're just not saying words?
At the moment, no.
Okay. Well, I stay in my hidden position, and I just kind of like watch. But I got like my spear ready.
Cliff, you're like one. You're all for it.
All right. And that then will be the last part, or the first part of the chicken mystery.